Why did the president speak to Elon Musk? Following President Trump's announcement, we issued a statement which was posted on X out of the president's handle as well as the presidency handle. There was a response to that statement by Elon, and generally we were obviously perturbed by the substance of the announcement because there were clearly inaccuracies with respect to the reflection of the country and what was happening in the country. The X platform is a hugely influential platform. It's owned by Elon Musk. The president has held engagements prior to this announcement with Elon Musk with the intention to see him invest more in South Africa. His particular interest was around Starlink, as well as the sort of regulatory environment that regulates that sector. So we've had open engagements with Elon Musk. So in light of this recent development, it was sensible and logical and quite important that the president engages with him so that we reinforce his own understanding of what is happening in South Africa, and we flag our concern with respect to the disinformation that we saw in the announcement by President Trump, but also in his own response to our statement. The president was quite emphatic in saying South Africa does not have racist ownership laws. All our laws take their cue from our constitution. And where they do not meet constitutional muster, we have an independent judiciary that deals with those issues without any political interference whatsoever. And these are South Africa's strengths that we're going to be repeating over and over and over again, not only to the Trump administration, but to others who may begin to have some form of doubt about the state of this country, that we have a highly regarded, highly respected independent judiciary, that we have highly sophisticated legal framework which is based on a well-respected constitution around the world. And so we are a country that respects the rule of law, and there's just certain things that we don't do, and there are things that will never happen in South Africa because of being a country that is guided by a constitution. And so it was important that they have that conversation, and that understanding is emphasized, at least to benefit Elon, but also considering his influence within the Trump circle, for the president to deliver that message. It's generally accepted commitment that the president will attend UNGA, and when he does, then he engages in various bilateral meetings. We're still hoping, Lulam, that President Trump will visit South Africa ahead of the G20 summit, when we get that final round of heads of states, and it remains President Ramaphosa's intention to welcome him on a state visit. We're hoping that there'll be time even for a round of golf. We've been trying to urge the president to just steal a bit more time and get his swing back in order and back in the groove, so that when he takes President Trump out for a round of golf, he's able to put up a decent game. And so that remains an intention, that the president welcomes President Trump on a state visit, and that will afford then the two of them an opportunity to engage over a whole range of issues of mutual interest, but also issues that may be regarded as of bilateral concern, either in South Africa or elsewhere in the world. Have I left a question? Spamanda, I started with you. I think, okay, you asked about a conversation between President Trump and President Ramaphosa. We don't have any timelines yet in terms of when that conversation will take place. Conversations are already taking place at various levels of officialdom, if you like, between the two countries, and we need to allow those conversations to kind of run their course. The conversations taking place around issues related to PEPFAR, and the conversations that are taking place around, refuting some of this mischaracterization of our country and the application of our laws. Ultimately, there will be a conversation between the two heads of state, but I can't give the timeline right now. I haven't heard President Trump saying anything specific to South Africa relating to Ukraine and Russia, or the Palestinian conflict for that matter. We've had a number of people within the American leadership establishment voicing their opinions around South Africa's foreign policy positions, particularly with those two issues. What we did before and what the president sought to do was to send a high-level team of ministers to Washington. This was during the later years of the Biden administration, to engage with their American counterparts and clarify South Africa's position. I think by now it's a well-known position. It may not have, or it may not enjoy universal agreement in the United States or elsewhere, but it's a well-known position, and it's one that will always continue to clarify and communicate. So we can't speculate around the reasons that led to the recent announcement by President Trump. All we know is that announcement is informed by things that are not true about our country, by things that are not true about the manner in which we apply legislation. That's what we know. As to what informed that announcement, we know of fringe right-wing groups in South Africa that have been campaigning against our country, that have misrepresenting the country, that we know of. But as to what discussions took place in the White House leading up to that announcement, we cannot speculate and draw parallels with other issues. You mentioned AGOA. AGOA is a trade arrangement, not only with South Africa but with the whole continent. In President Trump's announcement, there was no mention of AGOA. There was mention of aid, and so I wouldn't conflate the two. I also wouldn't start speculating around what may or may not happen around AGOA. All I know is that, or all we know as a government, is that AGOA is a mutually beneficial trade relationship. It's not a one-way trade relationship. It's a two-way trade relationship. It benefits the African continent just as much as it benefits the United States. And so AGOA matters are very separate from this issue, and we will deal with them when it's time to engage over them.